Hoy nos estamos dando un lujazo en Telefe Noticias porque vamos a tener esta hermosa posibilidad de conversar con un artista internacional que nos está visitando mañana aquí en la ciudad de Rosario, ya está en Argentina. Se trata de Durga Broom, que es una de las vocalistas originales de Pink Floyd, que se está presentando junto a la banda The End mañana en el Teatro del Círculo. Hi Durga, how you doing? It's a pleasure talking to you.
I'm very well, thank you. I'm so happy to be back in Argentina.
Well, thank you for your time, for talking to us in Telefe Noticias, to Telefe Rosario. First of all, I want to ask you about this, about your bond, your link with our country, with Argentina. You have been coming here for a long time. You have been sharing participations with many musicians, Argentinian musicians, like in this case with The End. How do you like being here? What do you enjoy the most in our country?
I love being here. The End is the first band who asked me to be a special guest. So they have a special place in my heart. They're like my first love. And I have been so warmly welcomed by the people of Argentina. But I'll tell you what I love here. The first thing when I got to the hotel, what I asked for lunch was morcilla.
Morcilla. You like morcilla. You like asado.
Yeah.
And you were part of one of the most important bands in the world, like Pink Floyd. You are one of the original vocalists. And how is it like to you? How do you feel to do this new version of this classical song, well known all over the world? In this case with The End, but you have been doing it in these new forms. How do you feel on stage when you do this?
Well, I now feel a certain responsibility because I performed this with Pink Floyd, and there is no more Pink Floyd. Richard Wright sadly passed away. But I mean, David Gilmour has his solo shows and Roger Waters has his, but there is no more Pink Floyd. So the closest that many people have to hearing Pink Floyd is coming to see these tribute bands. And it's really amazing for me. First of all, nobody starts one of these bands unless you love Pink Floyd.
Exactly.
Obviously, clearly. But this music is complicated. So it has to be treated with a certain degree of respect, which is one of the reasons I love The End, because they really take pains to play it right. So a lot of these bands, I'll come in and they listen, they learn from the records, and they kind of get it right, but then they like, whatever. And I come in and say, no, this note is not here. The chord is like this. And the backing singers especially, I'm very hard on them. Somebody tried to correct me in rehearsal last night, and I said, I wrote that part.
Exactly.
So no, wrong. Sing it like this. And the minute you get it right, you can see them all go, oh, it's like the pieces of a puzzle coming together. So I feel as if I'm an ambassador for Pink Floyd to share the correct way to show respect and play this music, because the fans know everything. Exactly. They know every note. They know what strings David had on the guitar. They know what amp he was using. They know what sound on the keyboard that John Karen was playing. And they know everything. And if you do something that's wrong to their ears, they don't like it.
Durga, you have been working with The End for more than 10 years. How is this working team together to put this coming back tour on stage?
Well, I first came here in 2009. So I was saying last night at the end of rehearsal that it's like coming home. Gorgi and I in particular, we sing so well together. We blend very well. Some bands, it's very hard work, but them, it's so easy. We just fall into it like we never left the stage together. I was really happy to see that and see how we've grown also as musicians in the last years. That's also very exciting.
Recently, I heard you telling about the first time you met David Gilmour, and I would love you to tell us how it was. Yeah.
So when we arrived at the venue, someone leads us backstage, and we're sitting there, looking around. And this man comes in with an acoustic guitar and says, "Hello, would you like to go over some of the parts then?" And we were thinking, who's this guy? Because even though I was a fan of Pink Floyd, of course, I grew up with Dark Side of the Moon. I loved that album since I was 10 years old. They made such a point of not putting their faces on the album covers and, in the videos that we didn't know what he looked like until he opened his mouth and started singing. And then we were like, oh,
this is David Gilmour.
So that's how I met David.
Wonderful experience, and it's lovely to hear from your voice. Well, Durga, it's been a pleasure talking to you. You're very welcome to Argentina, to Rosario tomorrow night at El Círculo Theater, a place that you already know, and it's a wonderful place, and it sounds amazing, and your voice is amazing, and the end is amazing. So we want to wish you the best luck of all, and this last minute is for you to invite the audience to share with you.
Mi familia de Rosario, vámonos al teatro con yo y the end.
Perfect. Durga, it's been a pleasure. A lot of hugs and kisses from here, and the best luck of all to you, and to the band, and all the team.
Gracias.
Thank you,
Muchas
Durga.
gracias.
See you tomorrow
I hope
on
to
stage.
See you at the show.
Of course. Thank you. See you tomorrow on stage.
Bye. Okay.